Всем привет, с вами Валис, продолжаем прохождение. Так, забрались мы в магазин.
Why would Frederick keep a list of what he calls traitors?
What did they do to him?
Cross him in some way. Why else keep a list of undesirables?
Что за список? Так.
It's the same photograph as in the
Johan's
farmhouse, but
gone. At least, I assume he's the one who's been... snip.
Frederick clearly did not want anything to do with his twin brother.
Кто к нам только что присоединился? В общем, главный герой это путешественник. Это, оказывается, просто как бы ассистентка его, в общем, молодая девица. Приехали они в городок, в котором жила его сестра, где она пропала. И вот они ее ищут, рыщут. Забрались в магазин. Единственное помещение.
What are you doing?
Looking for keys.
Your life of crime continues.
Записка.
There's a note.
Is it written in Viking runes? What does it say?
It's from Simon. Casa. I don't know what that word means. Yai put it means I put. Knuckle is key.
He put the key in the casa?
Casa. I wish I had my dictionary. The note's addressed to his father.
So the key was moved. But where to?
Somewhere safer. Or more convenient.
Can we really trust your translations? You only started studying a month ago.
I spent the summer reading, and I had a lot of free time on the ocean voyage.
Come on, how much could you possibly pick up in a few months?
You know my mind, it's a sponge.
Так, я так понимаю, нам надо найти ключ. Будем искать. Ничего не открывается.
Out of order.
Телеграф
Why
не
hasn't it been
работает.
fixed?
Perhaps there wasn't much demand for it anymore. Out of order.
Why hasn't it been fixed?
Perhaps there wasn't much demand for it anymore.
Я думал, что-то другое будет. Текст все тот же.
S-O-S.
SOS. То есть SOS.
These were never sent.
How long have they been piling up?
I received Mrs. Fretland's letter in June.
A couple of months. Perhaps the world forgot about Grovik.
These were never sent.
How long have they been piling up?
I received Mrs. Fretland's letter in June.
A couple of months. Perhaps the world forgot about Grovik.
Гровика. Город Гровик. Гровик. Давайте откроем, чтобы нам выйти нормально. Не через окно, а через дверь. Так. Эта дверь закрыта, чую. Так оно и есть.
Damnation.
Проклятие.
Hat's in here.
Шляпка здесь.
Anyway, how's a hat going to help us?
Who knows what else is in here? There could be
Sure,
more
разок.
clues.
All right. Okay. Everything's Jake. We made it into the store. I'm sure we'll find a way through that door.
Думаешь? Думаешь, сможем пройти? Давай думать, как это сделать. Может, какой-нибудь шкаф открывается? Нет. Шкафчик мне этот не нравится, если честно. Ну чего ты тут уперлась-то? Давай пообщаемся с тобой.
I'm not sure how I feel about being in here.
Don't be ridiculous. We're all alone. What else do you suggest we do?
Да не знаю я. Телеграф.
Keys in the casa. Whatever that is.
Don't look at me.
Че тут встала-то? Че ты тут просекла-то? Так, ну раз у нас. Так, давай еще раз посмотрим. Что такое-то? Подожди. Почему он это? Посмотреть. Вот, я приблизить хотел. Не знаю. Не ищет. Так. Горшки. Тихо, 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 тихо. Чего ты тут занюхал-то? Выходи на волю. Не хочет туда. Так, значит, мы что-то не сделали, я так полагаю. Ну-ка, подсади ко мне. Подсади ко меня туда. Открыть. Не открывает. В ведре ничего нету. Надпись мы прочитали. Печка, камин. Или что это? Так, стоп. Что такое? Опять туда посмотреть. Тянут. Ну что, есть какие-нибудь мысли-то, подруга? Ничего не читает, ничего не делает. Так, давай с тобой пообщаемся. Не хочешь со мной разговаривать?
Keys in the casa.
В кассе.
Whatever that is.
В кассе он
Don't
находится,
look at me.
ёпта. Ну, касса у нас не активна. В касса. О, касса,
Касса.
ёпта.
So that's what it means. Cash
Господи.
register.
Опять я вверх не смотрю. 669. Ну и чего? Ключ находится. Открыть.
You're a genuine gangster now, old fruit. Don't worry. If you get busted, I'll come visit you in the
Так,
big
деньги. Ключ. Не, деньги
house. The
полюбас
vandals weren't
набрать.
here for the money.
I think money was the last thing on their minds.
Не берет
Isn't there
деньги.
supposed to be a key?
Here it is.
В самом начале, как только сюда зашли, говорю, берем кассу. Берем только кассу. Отбирай. Так. Сохраночка. Постой там, а, за дверями. Шляп. Бля, он уже здесь. Да как ты хоть умудряешься вперед меня-то влезть, а? Так, ну что, тут только шляпка и записка.
It is her hat.
Teddy, I'm not
Betty
sure
was
that's...
here. Not long ago.
Okay.
А как ты
But
это
if
узнал?
that is her
Шляпка
hat,
теплая
what's
еще.
it doing in a locked storeroom?
Another breadcrumb.
That's not an answer.
I know for sure she was here. That's what matters.
You know best, Edward.
Даже тут
So,
записан
What
какой-то.
now? If
Хлебная
this
крошка.
is a breadcrumb, where's the next one?
There must be a reason her hat's in this room.
Прочитать.
A handwritten note.
I'm not
Так.
blind. What does it say, you silly goose?
It's hard to read. I'm not sure my translation will be... Johann, you... Nectar. Refuse. You refuse to speak to me, so I write this letter instead. It's from Frederick Fretland to his brother. Simon did not... Bloody hell. Simon did not murder your Ruth. He was fond of his cousin.
Ruth. Ruth is the daughter of Anna and Johann, which means the little girl in the photograph at the farmhouse. Oh, Edward. The Fretland girl was murdered. This is simply awful.
Simon was working at the farm while I tended to the store. I would have seen him had he passed on the way up to the cliffs.
They thought Simon killed Ruth. His own cousin.
Ruth was... what's that word? Playing. Ruth was always playing on the rocks below the church. She must have fallen by accident. The note ends there. Frederick never finished it. And Johann never read it. Not that it would have made a difference. If Johann
The
thought...
mob showed up for Simon. His father would have tried to protect him.
September 17th. You would have been here, Betty.
Rocks below the church. Isn't the church right above us? Edward, come look at this. That's the cliff. Right there. The one in the note? I bet you 1,000,000 clams.
Where?
See for yourself.
Так отойди, я не вижу ни хера.
I guess that could be where...
Let's check it out.
No, Lissy, wait.
Ну-ка, сходи-ка. Вон носится Вава. Надо идти за ней. Потом ее уже не найдем. Так, ну ладно. Почему так интересно эта версия работает? Ну, не версия, а предположение. Иду, иду.
What are you doing? This doesn't concern us.
Как то забралась-то так шустро? Как то залезла-то хоть? А,
This looks very dangerous. I don't know about this.
тише себе.
Whoopsie-daisy.
Я не договорил свою фразу. Вот они с самого начала в доме. Куда бы ты пошел бы? В магазин. Первым делом. Молодцы. О.
Where little Ruth died.
You're being morbid. And this is a distraction. I'm here for Betty, not because some girl got herself...
You insensitive brute. You're like the Tin Woodman, no heart. Please look at me when I'm talking to you. All right.
Нормально?
You've grown cold and mean in that horrid study of yours. With only books and bugs to keep you company for years and years and years. There are other people in this world, you know. It's not all about you. You're going to do this. If not for Ruth, then for us. We're going to figure out what happened to the poor girl. Together.
А что ты со мной поехал-то? Я понять не могу. Что тебе надо-то? Так, цветы. Он замечает, что все цветы завяли.
That's been here a while.
Didn't you say it happened over a month ago?
You'd think her family would have replaced it with fresh flowers. That's been here a while.
Didn't you say it happened over a month ago?
You'd think her family would have replaced it with fresh flowers.
Что мне вот этот? Цветы я прочитал. Ладно, камень.
Is that blood?
The girl could have hit her head on that rock. There would have been plenty of blood.
That's awful.
Я что-то за камушком я
I think
вижу.
there's something behind it.
И без
Can you
тебя я
move the
вижу.
rock aside?
Там кружка. Или что там? Горшочек. Куколка. Что это? Кукла без головы?
It must be Ruth's.
Where's the head?
Maybe the killer also decapitates dolls.
Hold on. This pin. This is old. Very old. Looks like something from the Viking era.
We are in the land of Vikings.
This could be 1,000 years old. It does not belong in a child's doll.
Who cares?
Так.
He's dead and you're obsessing about a rusty old pin? Let's go further up. Maybe we'll find more clues. Come on, old sport. It's not far.
Can you wait just 1 minute so that I can catch my breath? Huh? Did you follow
Куда?
the same path, Betty?
Ни
Or were
хрена
just
себе.
Stumbling through darkness.
Скорость. Это скорость. Так. А, ты хочешь посмотреть...
You can see clear beyond the edge of the world.
One Second.
Teddy bear. We need to take you out walking more often.
Ну отойди,
So-
мне не подойти.
The girl fell from up here.
Вот отсюда, да, она
Was
упала.
pushed, you mean? Can you see where she fell? Seeing as you're so concerned about me falling out of trees, I wouldn't want to risk falling off a cliff.
Давай поглядим, что там. Так, обнаженная порода.
If she fell head first on that rock, she'd have died instantly.
Edward, honestly.
You wanted to learn more. This is you learning more. She hit her head and fell into the bush where I found her doll. Happy now, Alice?
I'm not. What was she doing up here in the first place?
Playing? She was a child. Children play in dangerous places.
There must be more to it. Let's find out where this path leads.
No, absolutely not. I don't have time for this nonsense.
Почему этим полиция не
Running out of
занимается, я не
daylight.
пойму.
Betty's still... You're
Вон
still out
носится.
there.
Вот скорость, а.
Lissy, slow down. I can't keep up with you. Who knows what's up there? It's not worth the risk of falling and breaking something. Lissy? Are you there?
Ого. Нормуль.
Teddy,
My word. Look away, Lissy.
is this what happened to the villagers? They killed themselves?
It's one
Почему
body.
все-то? Одного нашли.
Let's not jump to conclusions.
What about those fresh graves at the church? There were at least half a dozen of them. Did everyone just die?
They're not necessarily
Oh,
connected.
come on.
Так,
what
знак
does that
какой-то.
say?
Помолчи.
God forgive me.
Don't
Господи,
suicides go to
прости.
hell? Isn't that what your father said when
Stop.
your mother drowned
Don't.
herself? Sorry. Who was he? One of the Fretlanders?
It's not Johann or Frederick. And he's too old to be Simon.
Do you think this has something to do with Ruth? Maybe she came across the hanged man before she died, and it scared her. So she ran, and
This happened later.
you know, there's some
Ну, у
consolation
девочки
in
своей
that, I
тоже как бы
guess.
мнение. Видишь, говорит уж, что.
Maybe it's the killer. The guilt ate him up, and he offed himself.
That's just speculation with no basis in fact. There's nothing more to do here. I'm going back. Let the poor soul rest in peace.
Does
Так,
it look like he's resting in peace? You're just going to leave him hanging? You're an insensitive brute.
I'm here for Betty. This is... It's tragic, but really
На вас и
none of my
повесят тут
concern.
всех
Betty,
этих.
Betty, Betty, always just Betty. You don't care about anyone else. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Чего тебе
What
надо?
if that was me up there? Would you care then? All you do is obsess over a scarf.
Так сестра пропала, как
and
же?
a hat. And, ugh.
It's all I have of Betty.
Betty, there she is again. Edward, the hanged man, he's someone. No matter what he did or didn't do,
Пускай
he
не занимается
deserves
полиция.
respect. Would you please just do this one decent deed? If not for me, then for yourself. Or for
Ради меня.
your Betty.
А, ради и быть. Все? Мне можно теперь это? Отвлечься. А то смотри на меня.
What are you doing? You can't just pull him down by his legs.
Не
Try
могу.
loosening the noose.
I can't reach that far.
What are you doing? You can't
Да
just pull him
помолчи
down
ты
by
в
his
конце-то
legs.
концов. Табуретку
Try
надо
loosening the
подставить.
noose.
Вот.
I can't reach that far.
Хорошо стоит стул-то? Устойчиво. Ну чё? Петельки будешь развязывать ручками. Ножичком надо. Сейчас.
I'm going to be sick. I can't do this.
Yes, you can. Teddy. Edward. I know you can. You've been through much worse.
Там показывали там зубами, когтями, ногами. Развязали мы, короче, узелок-то. Покойся с миром. Сейчас понесем на кладбище наверх. Так.
Where are the Fretlands, Edward?
Чайку хоть попить.
2 days. If they're not back tonight,
They're not coming back.
perhaps they left after their daughter died.
Was murdered, you mean? Isn't that what we think happened?
She was probably murdered.
And you think Simon did it?
Your guess is as good as mine. It could have been an accident.
You're really not helping.
Can we talk about this tomorrow? I'm sorry.
You're exhausted.
I buried a corpse today, Alice.
I know. I'm sorry. Why don't you sleep in the guest bedroom?
The couch is fine. The Fretlands could still come home.
All right. Just don't come crying to me if you wake up with a crick in your neck. I'll be up for a while.
Намеки.
If you feel like
Это ж
talking.
намек. Ой, ой, сучка. Сучка. Ладно, пошел я. Пошел я. Ладно. Приду похныкать к тебе. Скажи, вот дура поехала, а? Никакого толка. От этого козла. Так, ладно, погнали дальше. На диванчик на свой любимый. И ты со мной. Ну, пошли. Ты-то где спишь, хоть покажи. Как ты так умудряешься заходить? Чего тут добавилось? Дневник. А, ну это мы вырезки.
These headlines make more sense now. Johann sells his share, and the cave-in occurs shortly thereafter, killing 3 people.
Including the younger brother.
The investor pulls out, leaving Frederick with the bills.
Oh, I feel awful for everyone. Losing a brother, losing the business.
There were no happy endings here.
Ладно. Я спать. На сундук. Пойду лягу на сундук. Типа я тут не сплю, получается. Где я сплю? В кладовке, что ли? Я спать хочу. Положите меня спать. Не ложится. А где ж мне спать-то? Давай в кресле посидим. А что тут такое? Книга тоже обгоревшая.
I almost forgot putting this aside when I lit the fire. Wasn't there an inscription inside?
Simon. Simon gave that book to Ruth. But who burned it?
Johann or Anna, if they believed Simon killed her.
But they were friendly, right? Simon and Ruth. Before...
I imagine so.
I still don't understand why the brothers had a falling out.
Whatever drove a wedge between them, it was big.
Из-за бабла. 100 пудов. С чего еще можешь поругаться? Из-за бабла. Все нормально. До зимы будет гореть. Так, я спать. Все. Я спать. Все. Я спать. Что спать-то нельзя? Как на этом диване вообще можно спать? Калачиком, что ли, блядь? Опа, ребятушки. Телефончики тут блямкают у меня. Так. Ложиться он отказывается. Ни в какую. Значки эти постоянно горят.
Johann and Frederick Fretland. Thick as thieves, before things took a turn.
Don't you always say that much of our pain is self-chosen?
I wonder about that.
Так, шахта.
The mine must have been a big deal for Greywoke.
Grovik. An opportunity to do more than live hand to mouth.
What a blow it must have been to lose it all. It's the same photograph we saw in the store.
Except this one's whole.
Да,
So
наполовину
the brother
отрезана.
who owns the store
Frederick.
was angry with Johann before Ruth. Because
Because of the mine. It all comes back to the mine.
Надо в шахту идти. В шахту, ребятки, в шахту. В шахту. Все в шахту. Все, вырезки не работают. Все, спать, 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 спать. Я спать, все. Спать, 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 спать. Нет, да? Почему же спать-то нельзя? А, теперь шляпу надо что одеть.
what are you doing?
Betty will want these back.
I don't think it's healthy.
Not now, please. I'm exhausted.
Все, 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 спать, 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 спать. Спать, 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 спать. Так,
Quite the day, huh?
I'm ready to pass out. Where will you sleep?
I'll be up
на
for a while.
сундуке?
My mind's simply racing.
Don't stay up late. Wake me if you hear the Fretlands arriving.
Подушка была с той стороны. Ты что, тварь? Ногами
And
туда.
I'll keep my eyes open for any ghosts that might want to haunt you in your sleep.
There are no.
Hush now. Sleep.
Мурлычет. Мурлытка. Ну, день третий, да? Или какой там уже? Запутано тут все, конечно. Разгребаем какое-то вообще дерьмо тут. Непонятно. Так, наша уже где-то на дереве сидит. Че, опять ночью? Ночью проснулся или утром?
Lissy!
Это уже на дереве, наверное. Нет, не на дереве. Непонятно где вообще. Ладно.
Teddy, is that you?
А, ты в спаленке наверху. Иду к тебе, крошка. Это она комнатка-то. Комнатка-то вот она, которая была закрыта. Ага.
This is her room.
Hmm?
Are you paying attention?
Как ты открыла ее?
Ruth. Can you imagine? One moment you're living a perfectly happy life, and then nothing. Darkness.
Как спала-то?
Forever and ever.
Писала в горшок-то? Не писала.
Maybe there's something here that can tell us what happened to her.
This is a waste of my time.
We might be the only
что-то
ones left to
подпрыгнул.
tell her story, Edward.
You're just being melodramatic.
Книжка Тедди.
I'll help you look.
В горшке надо посмотреть.
There's still no sign of the Fretlands.
Maybe they left town after Ruth died.
What's the
Так,
point of this?
поехали.
I should be looking for
Ruth was an
Рисунок.
artist.
This is very primitive.
Have you ever met a child, Edward? She wasn't Monet. She was 8. Ruth never finished this. What does that spell? F-O-R-B.
For Banelson. The curse.
What is that figure supposed to be? It's creepy.
A figment of her imagination. But the box she drew. It looks like this box under her desk.
Really? Let me see. Pull it out.
Ройли. Нужен ключ. Нет, не нужен ключ.
What is
Она
this?
муловато.
I believe this might qualify as actual treasure.
Is that Norwegian money?
Sort of, but ancient. Viking coins.
Are they valuable?
Not in terms of monetary value, but historically. Well, they belong in a museum.
Looks like Ruth had her own private museum.
Why would a child have these artifacts?
She must have enjoyed collecting and playing with them.
These are much too precious to play with. She should have given these to an adult.
She's She was a child, Edward. To her, they were just shiny toys. Wait! The pin!
Да я сразу заметил.
On the doll.
This is where it came from. Her collection.
But where did she find these treasures?
A dig,
В
a
шахте?
grave site.
Где?
Wherever she found them, she wanted to keep them hidden.
You think someone found out?
These items wouldn't necessarily be worth much, except to a historian or archaeologist.
What if this is how... I mean, if someone learned she'd been collecting treasures, they might be willing to do terrible things.
Ну что, все, да, брать ничего не будем? Ну ладно. Отойди. Так, фотографии. Коняга. Все дороги ведут в шахту. Только в шахту. Это
This must be the village church.
церковь.
That's Ruth and her family on one side of the aisle. Simon and his father on the other.
A community divided.
Что, по разные стороны сидят разделенная община? Что за бред? Так, книга. Книжка с картинкой.
Draugen.
Hey, the undead monster from those folk tales you read.
What an odd book for a child to have.
I don't know. Children love scary stories. This looks interesting. Read some of it to me, please.
Давай перед сном. Сейчас. И дело было
In Norwegian
в
folklore,
норвежском
the appearance
появление
of
Драгу,
Draugen, the reanimated corpse of a
ожившего
drowned mariner,
трупа утонувшего
heralds
моряка,
death.
предвещает
Draugen
смерть.
haunts the black seas in a shattered boat. The beast has a man's body and wears a sou'wester, but instead of a head, there is tangled seaweed, and the revenant's chilling cry freezes mortal blood to ice. Draugen has the power to enter the dreams of the living. If you wake from such a dream, you have been spared, though someone close to you...
Сейчас уснет.
That's enough of that.
Пока читает.
It's nonsense, of course. Not something a child should be reading.
Do you think Draugen took our boat? Maybe he's out there, on the fjord, waiting for nightfall so he can return to shore.
No.
And... Your soul lacks poetry, Edward Charles Harden. I pity you.
Опять на рисунок показывать что-то, да? Нет, не на рисунок. На горшок, что ли? Я значок только что видел. Кровать. О.
She made her bed that morning, before she...
Or her parents did. It doesn't matter. It tells us nothing.
Why are you like this today? Betty's not the only person in the world that matters.
She matters the most to me.
Злющая.
Ain't that the truth?
Злющая ты какая.
She made her bed that morning, before she...
Or her parents did. It doesn't matter.
Так,
It
ну
tells us
посмотреть
nothing.
ничего.
Why are you like this today?
Шкафы мы не
Betty's
открываем.
not the only person in the world
А,
that
еще одна
matters.
картинка.
She matters the most to me.
О,
Ain't that the truth? She
No.
found something.
Where's that supposed to be?
A cave. Or the...
Mine.
шахта.
Could be. But what did she find?
Шахта.
Her Viking treasure. Of course.
Сокровища викингов. Ну чё, все? В шахту? Чё, в шахту пойдем?
That must be Ruth and Simon's fathers.
Perhaps. They weren't on the best of terms.
They look like they want to kill each other.
To a child, maybe it looked worse than it was.
Children are more insightful than you give them credit for, Teddy Bear.
Кто ты? Вот мне вот все спросить хочу. Ты моя ассистентка. Ты...
There's a story
Какой тебе
here.
Тедди еще, Мишка?
The treasure box, the drawings.
The overactive mind of an imaginative child.
Чего там
She
увидала?
didn't imagine the Viking artifacts. You shouldn't be so dismissive. The drawings could be her
Миша.
way of dealing with traumatic
This is what
events.
Мишка
happens when I
поросеночка
read you
несет.
the principles
Чё?
of
Всё
psychology.
правдоподобно.
You get notions.
You say that
Заяц
like it's a
плачет.
bad thing.
Все хорошо.
Ruth was troubled. The village was troubled, and... Is that a bell?
A church bell. Someone's here. Maybe... Betty.
Why would Betty ring the church bell?
Perhaps she's in trouble. I need to get to the church right now.
Wait, isn't it more likely to be the person you saw the other night? We should
I
be careful.
told you, I'm not sure that was anything. Come on.
Go ahead. I'll catch up with you before you get there. I need a minute to think about all of this.
Побежали в церковь, все. Главное не опоздать. Главное не опоздать. Прямо... Погоди, а что такое? Ай, рисовать. Нет, нет, погоди. А что он все рисует? Давайте хоть посмотрим хоть разок. Он какой? Он какой у нас персонаж-то? Что он рисует? Перерисовывает картины, что ли? Что? Или кровать рисует? Тоже может как-то поможет нашему расследованию. Каждый должен заниматься своим делом. Ты путешественник, путешествуй. Приехал сестру искать. В полицию не надо сообщить, да? Мы все сами. Ну вот, повесь на вас. И труп этот, и девочку, и за девочку, за всех. Ну, нарисуешь все, ничего. Может там уже 12 пробил, еще пошел второй круг уже. Братан, ты в натуре будешь рисовать очень-очень долго. Для чего это сделано? Это как типа это расслабон для игрока. Что, мол, это отдохни, соберись с мыслями. Ясно. Мужик будет рисовать долго. Походу весь дом перес... Нажми для просмотра журнала. Ну-ка. О, то есть мы уже и там успели нарисовать. На пенечке-то. Несколько секунд прошло. Ладно. Бьет колокол-то еще. Ой, как далеко.
Alice?
Она уже там. Побежим этим путем. Элис?
Lissy?
Какой фермы?
Where are you?
Не надо нам к ферме, нам надо это, к церкви. Блять, я не там побежал, наверное. Надо верхом было идти. Сейчас переиграем. Люси?
Where are you?
Люси?
Where are you, Lissy?
Что ты у фермы-то делаешь? А как нам... А, вот. Какая скотина бьет в колокола-то? Кто ты? Хою. Так,
July
объявление.
24th. Memorial service.
Так, это мы читали.
A commemoration of the accident at the mine this past summer. No services after that.
All these fresh graves.
Вон
Do you
носится.
think that
Коза.
maybe...
No one's touched these since yesterday.
Досок.
Who did this?
Someone had lost their faith.
Gone fishing?
God is not here.
Это
Well,
мы
of course
читали.
You won't find God in
Тут
the
было не
church.
пройти.
God is the wind in the trees, the grass,
Так, где же вход у них?
the brook that runs
That's
through.
nature. not God.
Can you peek through the boards?
Давай загляну, да. Ни хера не вижу. Ни хера не видно. Темно. Убрать. Посмотреть. О.
See anyone?
No,
Listen. The bell. They're still in there.
А кто это? Ветер? Это ветер, что ли? Не вижу. Ничего не видно. Ничего не видел я. Позвать.
Hello? I heard the bell.
This is giving me
I'm
the
here to help.
heebie-jeebies.
These boards look flimsy enough to break.
С ноги. С ноги.
Look at that. The Ethel becomes an Edward. Didn't think you had it in you, old fruit.
Be quiet.
Пошли.
Betty? Are you here? Hello? This is Edward Harden. I'm looking for my sister,
Stop
Elizabeth.
shouting, Edward. We're alone. There are only ghosts here.
There are no
Прикалывается.
ghosts.
I don't know about that.
Так, веревка.
What's this rope for?
The bell.
This is the bell we heard ringing?
I don't see any other bells.
So you have to stand here and pull this rope to ring it.
Yes.
There was no one here. You
Странная
didn't see
веревка.
anyone, right?
No. No one.
Ghosts.
Так, все,
Telling you,
помолчи.
it's ghosts.
Lissy.
Молчи, я нашел перчатки.
Betty's
Перчатки
gloves.
нашел.
They are definitely
Там дело
Betty's.
потом до трусов дойдет.
She got these in Boston before she left for New York. She bought them at Woolworth. I remember the day she... She's here.
Where? And why would she leave her clothes lying around?
Опять
It
хлебные
doesn't make
крошки.
sense.
Crumbs. She's sending me a message. She knew I'd recognize her gloves, her hat. She's left a trail for me to follow, like Ariadne's red thread.
We're not in a
Betty
labyrinth.
will have left more crumbs.
Betty, you're turning into such a pill.
Так, сестра моя. Это моя сестра, ты чё? Обалдела, что ли? Вот, еще тут
What happened
оставили.
here?
The sign on the door. God is not here. Their faith was challenged.
Так, все,
Didn't
садись.
survive.
Буду читать тебе молитву.
The church book, a record of births and deaths.
So we can find out what happened to the people in the village?
And Elizabeth. I mean, if she was dead,
Her name would be in the book.
Поехали. Никого.
vandalized,
Вырвано.
tore it to pieces.
I don't think the missing pages left the church. Look,
They considered this a sacred place. For them to destroy it. This was an act of desperation, of anger.
Так.
how many pages are missing?
I counted 4.
They're probably all still here. I know. Let's make it a competition. 1-0 to Team Me.
Подожди. Вот еще.
What's that?
The last sermon that was held here.
What does it say?
The vicar's handwriting is hard to decipher, and the language.
Да уж. Непонятно, да? Непонятно.
Talks about the village being divided for 20 years. This sermon was held on the anniversary of the accident this past summer. He's asking the congregation to help heal old wounds, to forgive, and move on. Something to the effect of, you sit in separate aisles in God's house.
Like Ruth's drawing. I told you, she was perceptive.
Так, прощение.
Varandra.
Edward?
Forgive each other. It addresses Johann and Frederick directly. But I wonder if they were even here.
Remember the wedding picture? They were close friends once. How could they allow their grudge to escalate until...
You call each other traitors, but the only thing you've betrayed are the bonds that unite us.
Так, раскол.
It sounds like Grovik was split in two, between those who stood by Johann and those who supported Frederick.
Because of Ruth?
The sermon is from before that. No, this is all about the preceding 20 years of division and disagreements. Here's something else. Many of you believe Grovik was cursed 20 years ago. God has not cursed you. This curse is of your own making.
Ruth's drawing mentioned a curse. What do you think that means?
It means they believed they were cursed, and that they needed something or someone to blame for their misfortune.
Да. На, страницу еще одну. Которую она.
I wanted you to find that one. I know what a rotten loser you are.
Не
What
выпендривайся.
are you doing?
Еще одна страничка.
We're in
вижу.
a church.
Thought you didn't believe in God.
I do believe in civility.
Ну нельзя ж так в церкви. Ну ты
Found
че?
another one.
Лазишь-то как
You get
обезьяна
it.
тут везде.
It's right here.
Так, это
Just
третья,
one
по-моему.
more page missing.
Найдена.
I've never seen you read the Bible before.
For he is our peace, who hath made both one, and hath broken down the middle wall of partition between us.
Did you just translate that into Old English?
I happen to know the verse by heart.
You still manage to surprise me sometimes.
Ну, а ты думала, че? Спаси Господи. Инри.
Jesus looks sad.
What reason would Jesus have to be happy?
Don't be
Разве ты Иисус?
blasphemous.
Given that this is all fiction, blasphemy is a contradiction.
Heretic.
Вообще не похож. Вы че, ребята, обалдели, что ли? Какой-то Иисус. Так, ну чего? Ты долго будешь вот в кабинете-то?
The final dinner.
The Last Supper. Who taught you about the New Testament?
I pick up on things. Most folks aren't heathens, like you.
Так,
They considered this a sacred place. For them to destroy it. This was an act of desperation and anger.
так. Сколько найдено страниц? Давайте посмотрим. Так, предыдущая. Карта гребаная. Непонятная. Неизвестно, ребятки. Хорошо. Так, мы не порешали с веревочкой с этой.
So what happened to the hunchback of Grove?
А че это у меня он ходит-то на эту кнопку? У меня ходит почему-то на эту кнопку. Так, ладно. Дергать будем? Дергать мы не хотим, да? Хочут они, хочут. Так, и показывает еще нам еще раз на эту. Что там мы опять не сделали? Прочитать.
For he is our peace, who hath made both one, and hath broken down.
Jesus looks sad.
What reason would Jesus have to be happy?
Don't be blasphemous.
Given that this is all fiction, blasphemy is a contradiction.
Heretic.
Так, ну все, чего тут делать нечего. Промеж рядов, может быть, еще что-то. О, точно, тут-то. Где же еще-то быть?
Tie. Good job, Teddy. Old
Stop,
bean.
Lissy. This is not a game.
Говори-ка, все шутки какие-то.
Of horse feathers. Stop being
Сейчас все
so
вклеим.
gosh darn tedious.
Все будет
Edward.
хорошо.
Bitty, bitty, bitty. Will you ever shut up about your precious Betty? Put those pages back in the book, and I'll stop trying.
This book goes back years. It lists births and deaths. Here's the third Fretland brother. The one who died in a cave-in. Someone added the word for Banelson, probably quite recently.
What does that mean again?
Curse. That word is all over this book. Not just the men who died in the mine, but other deaths in the last 20 years.
Ruth's drawing and the sermon both mentioned a curse. What do you think it means?
I don't know. There were surprisingly few births.
Perhaps they blame that on the curse as well.
Look here. Ruth Elsa Fretland.
Где?
She was buried in the cemetery. And the next entry, Simon Fretland. Now this is interesting.
Simon is dead? Oh, that's dreadful.
He drowned.
Я не вижу ни
The
Рут,
day
ни
after
Саймона.
Ruth died. Probably no coincidence. See what's scribbled next to it?
Где?
Mord?
Murder.
Who killed him? Ruth's father? Or the mob that trashed the store?
А вот, наверное.
Doesn't say. After the children, a half-dozen deaths in a single week.
The curse.
It's listed as the cause for every single death.
Maybe there really was a curse.
Primitive superstition. But something changed after Ruth and Simon. It might explain why there's no one around.
Edward, if it killed everyone, how's that not a curse? What does that word say? Next to those names at the bottom. For
Traitor.
Предатель. Это все предатели, что ли? Вот эти. Предатель, предатель, предатель. А дальше? Все предатели.
Edward? What's wrong?
The final entry. There's no name. Alice, what if...
Oh, Edward, no.
Betty,
It doesn't mean she's...
she's not dead. She can't be. I know.
Teddy.
I need to see the grave for myself. It's not Betty. Betty's still alive.
Teddy?
Бежим.
Where are you going? Don't leave me!
Что, каждую могилу будем теперь
Эдвард!
обсусывать?
You better not be here, Betty. I'll never forgive you.
Ну что, поехали?
This one,
Копать.
it's unmarked.
Че, обалдели, что ли, ребята?
What are you doing? Have you gone completely
Говори-ка.
mad? Edward,
Каждую
stop
могилу
it!
вскрывать будем, смотреть, где Бетти.
Thank God.
Не
It's
она,
not
да?
her.
А
It's
что,
not
без гробов
Betty,
хоронили,
it's-
что ли?
It's not her.
Oh, Edward.
Это
What have
грех.
you done?
It's not Elizabeth. I was so afraid.
You're a monster.
But I had to be sure. If Betty...
To hell with your Betty! When did she ever shed a tear for you?
Don't talk about my baby sister like
Or
that.
what? Or what, Edward? What will you do? Ignore us? Banish us? You've spent your entire life chasing her. When are you going to do something useful with what's left of it?
Quiet! Just... leave me be.
Fine.
Нихера себе.
See?
Как это? Что за...
Alice,
Сестра Сестра
back.
Копперфильда?
don't leave me alone. Please. Come back. I
Как это так-то?
need you.
Чё за чушь? Как так-то? Братан, что такое? Предлагаю идти домой спать быстрее. Вон она.
I was afraid you left me.
Это не она, наверное,
listen.
видение.
No!
Ага. Ну, короче, крыша у мужика поехала, походу. Может, никто с ним и не приезжал. Может, уже был под какими-то этими таблеточками.
Lissy? Lissy? Where are you? Hey, Lissy, please listen to me. I didn't mean what I said.
Of course you meant it. Everything's always about Betty. Betty, Betty.
I care about you both.
Until it really matters. Then it's obvious who matters more.
I thought she was dead.
I wish she was!
Don't.
You deserve to be alone.
Интересно.
Lissy. Alice?
А вон носи. Нормально. Что такое-то? Почему? Может, это сон ему снится?
Please, talk to me.
What's there to talk about?
You can't keep running away from me.
You think you own me? That you control me? That you get to decide how I feel and what I do every minute of every day? That I'm your puppet? Your little plaything?
Ну, ассистентка-то моя. Так-то если чё? Ничего?
Well, fuck you, Edward Charles Harden! I never should have come here with you on this pointless chase!
Now, be reasonable.
Что-то истерики-то в конце-то концов. Все, пиндец. Уже на дереве, наверное, где-нибудь. А, на крыше. Ну, блядь.
Alice.
Самоубийство.
No. No, no.
Девочка, ты чё?
What are you doing?
What I should have done years ago. Maybe now you'll learn to appreciate us.
Now listen to me. Please, listen. Hear me out. Don't do this. You can't do this to me. I need you. I'm not whole without you. I can't lose you. I
Ничего не
can't live
работает. Не
without
стой,
you.
не надо, ничего.
Don't, please, don't, no, 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 no. What? No.
Да как так-то? Как так-то? Я же нажимал стой и...
Alice, what have you done? Please, be all right. Please don't.
You make me sick, Edward. Your mother and father would be ashamed. Elizabeth would be ashamed. They did not think you deserved their love, so they abandoned you.
Don't.
Oh, my child. We are all that you have, and we love you. We are here. With us, you are never alone. Do not forget.
No,
Что-то вообще это...
never.
Нихера я не пойму.
I never forget.
Это реальность или чего это?
I am never alone.
Ну, конечно, перебор там сразу могилу-то копать, но уж... Почему именно эту могилу? Что там, намек был какой-то, что там его сестра похоронена? Почему он так подумал-то? Что, серьезно, что ли, она прыгнула с крыши? А что она бежала, исчезала, типа? Что
Wake
это?
up, Edward.
Что, в аду, что ли, уже? А, уже с нами-то разговаривает. Манекен.
Stop hiding.
Хрена себе, торт. Лиси.
Without us, you are nothing. You cannot hide from us.
Что за бред-то?
Where's Lissy?
Alice is not here.
Bring her back.
Где она?
Please.
В магазине опять?
I need her.
Alice does not love Elizabeth like you do.
She loves me.
Not like I do, Edward.
I'm so tired. Please.
Отдыхай.
What do you want?
О,
I think of you so often. You have no idea.
You just want me to forgive you so that we can keep looking for your precious, perfect Betty.
She needs us.
She never needed you, Teddy Bear. And she certainly doesn't need us.
I can't find her on my own.
Well, it's just too bad, my darling Edward. Because we're done playing second fiddle to little sis.
Wait, don't go. I'm talking to you. Lissy.
ну она его любит, походу. Ревнует. Так это сестра его, не баба же его, в конце-то концов. Ой, Сложное дело все, конечно. Что-то как-то все запутано так. Господи, синюю рубашку надо одеть. Перчатки надо. А, перчатки уже прихерачены. Может, 2 пары нашли. Где вторая? Ну что ж, интересно. Сюжет закрутился. Продолжим в следующей части. Всем, кому понравилось, ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь, комментарии. Увидимся в новых видео. Всем пока.